The last page sent. The last message Jennifer Servo ever received came from her best friend. She never answered it, and for nearly 8 years, no one could explain why, because every person who should have wanted her dead had a perfect alibi. Jennifer Servo was 23, a dental hygienist, a recreational softball player. The kind of person who remembered your birthday without Facebook because it was 1997 and Facebook was still 7 years away. She lived alone on Crescent Mill Road. She drove a '94 Civic. She had a standing Friday night call with her mother in Columbus. October 17th, 1997. That call never happened. Her landlord found her on Saturday morning. The front door was unlocked. The television was on. A VHS copy of Fargo playing on loop, rewinding and replaying, rewinding and replaying. Jennifer was in the kitchen, strangled, nothing stolen, $42 are still in her purse. No forced entry. No sign of struggle, except for one detail investigators almost missed. A single cabinet door left open. Who opens a cabinet in someone else's kitchen? That question would haunt this case for nearly a decade. Glendale PD's first theory was textbook. No forced entry meant someone she knew. And that someone was Daniel Frey, Jennifer's volatile, on-again, off-again boyfriend of 2 years. They brought him in within 48 hours, pressed hard. He crumbled almost immediately, but not the way they hoped. Daniel Frey had spent October 17th at a family reunion in Dayton, 62 miles away. 47 people confirmed it. A cousin's camcorder had him on tape at 11:15 p.m., stacking folding chairs. Investigators were staring at a psychological brick wall. 63 interviews over 3 weeks. Nothing. Then forensics identified what was missing from that cabinet, a jar of potassium chloride, a salt substitute Jennifer used because her father had heart disease, completely benign. Sold at every grocery store in America, except it was gone. And it had no reason to be. Investigators theorized trophying, a killer keeping a memento. That implied premeditation, organization, a specific known target. This was not random. Then, 6 months later, a plain white envelope arrived at the Glendale Courier. 3 lines. Quoting directly from court records, Jennifer Servo was not a victim. She was a consequence. Ask her employer what she found in October. Her employer. Bright smiles. Family Dentistry, her boss. Dr. Marcus Holt, 51 years old, 3-time winner of the County Dental Association's Community Service Award. Detectives revisited the office. They dug into billing records Jennifer had been quietly auditing that September. What she'd found, according to colleagues she'd confided in, was a Medicaid fraud scheme. Phantom procedures, tens of thousands of dollars. She had told a coworker she was going to report it. On October 14th, she was dead 72 hours later. But motive isn't evidence, without physical proof. Tying Holt to that apartment, prosecutors had nothing. The case went cold in 1999. Jennifer's mother kept a candle in the window. In 2005, Ohio's Bureau of Criminal Investigation retested physical evidence using advanced STR-DNA profiling. A partial skin cell sample from beneath Jennifer's fingernails, too degraded to type in 1997, yielded a full male profile. Dr. Marcus Holt was compelled to provide a sample. The match probability, 1 in 8.4 billion. He was arrested 14 days later. At trial, the missing salt substitute was finally explained. Holt had a heart arrhythmia. His cardiologist had warned him off sodium. He'd been to Jennifer's apartment before. And on his way out that night, he pocketed it out of reflex. A forensic psychologist called it mundane contamination. The habit of a man so certain he'd never be caught, he simply tidied up. Marcus Holt was convicted of first-degree murder in November 2006, sentenced to life without parole. He has never spoken publicly. He has never explained the letter. Nobody ever found out who sent it. Without that anonymous letter, the investigators would never have looked at the dental office. The DNA never gets retested. Marcus Holt dies a free man. Someone out there knew, and they chose to say something, even anonymously, even years later. So I'll ask you directly, if you'd seen something you weren't supposed to see, would you have sent that letter? Tell me in the comments.